Good evening. I want to welcome everyone to the November regular City Council meeting for the City of Oak Ridge. This is our first meeting in the new City Council chamber and courtroom. So we're very gratified to be here. It's taken a lot of work by lots of individuals for this night to happen. This is a really fine City Council room. The access is much better for all Oak Ridgers, and we hope this will enhance the participation of those who are here and those who are watching or listening. Our presentation of colors tonight will be by the Oak Ridge High School Navy ROTC. So I'd ask everyone to stand.
Carry colors. Present colors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carry colors. Order colors. Right. Base. Forward. March.
Thank you, cadets. Now, Matthew, you don't get off that easy. You got to come back up here. Matthew Hickey, a sixth grader from Robertsville Junior High School, and we're really glad to have you here. And thank you for helping us. And I hope you'll remember this evening and come back and see us. Okay? We're proud of you. Our invocation will be led by John James, the city's IT director, who also happens to be a Navy veteran. John.
Thank you. Let us pray. Dear most kind, gracious, and loving Father of heaven and earth, the source of all that is good, we humbly approach your throne this evening, thankful for the many blessings you bestow upon us each day. Father, we ask for your presence and guidance in this meeting tonight. Bless this council and our city's leadership with wisdom, patience, and understanding in every decision that is made. Father, on the eve of Veterans Day, we ask your continued blessing upon our nation and its leaders. We are mindful of all the brave men and women who have served and continue to serve this country and this great nation of ours. Father, we are especially thankful for those who have made the ultimate sacrifice so that we may live in freedom. As we are reminded in John 15:13, greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. Father, please continue to guide us, guard us, and direct us. In the end, Father, may you always own us. For this is our prayer in Jesus' most dear and precious name. Amen.
Thank you. And John, if you'd stay right there, and I'd like for all of the fellow veterans to please stand, and the other attendees, if you'd please be seated, so that we can thank you for your service to our country and to our city, and thank you for being here, and thank you for your service over the years, and we appreciate it. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Pro Tem Dotson.
Here.
Councilmember Gleason.
Here.
Mayor Gooch.
Here.
Councilmember Hammond.
Here.
Councilmember Hensley.
Here.
Councilmember Hope. Here. Councilmember Smith. Here. We have a quorum.
All right, first item of business are proclamations and public recognitions. First one, Madam Clerk.
We have a proclamation recognizing Joe Bruce as the recipient of the 2025 Bill Wilcox Bow Tie Award from Aid to Distressed Families of Appalachian County.
Motion to accept.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. And I will ask Vice Mayor Dodson to present the proclamation.
Well, by the way, neither one of us is Joe Bruce.
First of all, Jo Bruce, she wanted me to convey that she could not be here. The snow has kept her in Campbell County tonight. She really does appreciate this honor. Again, Wendy Orrin is our coordinator of the Bow Tie Award, the Bill Wilcox Bow Tie Award. Would you mind saying a few words about that?
Yes, so the Bow Tie Award is our main fundraiser each year for ADFAC, which is Aid to Distressed Families of Appalachian Counties. We've had it 10, 11, 12 years. 12 years, every year we choose a different volunteer in our community to honor. Jim Dotson has won it. Ray Smith, our city historian, was actually the original. I'm not missing anybody else in the room that's gotten it, have I? So we enjoy it every year, and we're super excited to be able to honor Joe this year. It's next weekend. We're usually further ahead of the event than this. So.
And if you haven't bought your tickets yet, you can do so tonight. Wendy will be outside taking them.
Wendy will not be standing outside at all.
This is the original bow tie.
Yes,
design.
Charlie has our bow
Yes,
tie
to
on, yes.
Which I happened to get from Candy Say today, and I thought I'd wear it because I saw Joe was gonna be honored. I did not expect she wouldn't be here, and I didn't
Yeah.
expect to be up
Yeah,
here.
we have a different themed bow tie every year, so, and Charlie Fisher is also a member of our
This
committee,
was put
so.
together by students, apparently.
Yeah, Jamie took some different, yes, so Jamie did a good job with
And
it.
I've got to mention this, our own city manager has crafted a fishing rod that will be auctioned off at this. And he did quite well last time it was auctioned off. So if you want to go on a float fishing trip with Randy Heeman, it's an adventure, come to and bid on that. So, thank you all, appreciate it.
One other item of interest, this week, ORNL Federal Credit Union will be opening their new branch at ORNL. They've been in business for over 77 years, and we are certainly proud of them, and we appreciate their service and longtime business here in Oak Ridge, and I wanted to mention that. All right, Madam Clerk.
Next
Next
item
item.
is the consent agenda.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? There are none, and it is approved. Next item of business, Madam Clerk.
Get down to the right one here. Okay. Under public hearings and first reading of ordinances, we have an ordinance to amend the comprehensive plans land use plan for parcel 043.00, Anderson County Tax Map 094F Group E, located at 317 Belgrade Road, from I Industrial to B General Business, and a public hearing will take place on second reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Mr. Heeman? Ms. Williams?
Good evening. Our first two ordinances tonight are related to the same piece of property, 317 Belgrade Road. The first, as Ms. Hickman mentioned, is a land use map amendment from I Industrial to B Business. 317 Belgrade Road is the business Hops and Hounds. They've really outgrown their IND1 zoning and wish to expand their business and are in need of a commercial zone, which also involves an update of our land use map. So again, this item is land use map update from I Industrial to B Business, and I can answer any questions you may have.
Any questions from staff, or members, rather? Ms. Tope?
Jennifer, do we have a better map showing more of the parameters of what they're looking at? I mean, maybe it kind of looked at, in the agenda package, there was another map that maybe showed it a little bit better. Do we have access to that?
Yes, there is another map that I uploaded in that OneDrive file. I believe 8A. The Belgrade parcel map. Above. Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see that as well. Okay.
Gives a little bit more context.
The gray area is what we're talking about, basically? The light gray?
The shaded blue.
Shaded blue, okay.
The aerial photograph shows it very well.
Yeah. And they're basically expanding their facilities or want to expand their facilities, and that's why we're looking at rezoning this to the business.
Yes,
Okay, and B2 will cover everything?
yes, according to the owner, that was their proposal.
All right, thank you.
Other questions? Seeing none, the motion is to approve, and we're on the board.
Seven ayes, no nays.
And it is approved on first reading. Next item, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance to amend ordinance number 2 titled The Zoning Ordinance of the City of Oak Ridge, Tennessee by amending the zoning map was made a part of the ordinance by changing the zoning district of parcel 043.00 Anderson County Tax Map 094F Group E containing approximately 4.19 acres from IND1 Industrial District to B2 General Business District, said parcel being located at 317 Belgrade Road. And again, public hearing will be on second reading.
Move for approval. Moved and seconded. Ms. Williams?
This is the rezoning request for the same piece of property, IND1 to B2, and I'll say for both these items, the Planning Commission did recommend approval.
All right, are there any questions from members? Any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is to approve on first reading, and we're on the board. Ayes 7, no nays, and it is approved on first reading. Next item, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance to amend the comprehensive plan's land use plan for parcel 006.00, Anderson County Tax Map 099N Group B, located at 110 Badger Avenue, from 0 office institutional to R residential, and again, public hearing on second reading.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Ms. Williams?
So items 8C and 8D are also related to the same piece of property. That's a 10.4 acre parcel previously on Badger Avenue, previously owned by ORAU. Recently, in the last few years, sold to R&R Properties, who demoed the buildings on site, and have now presented a land use map amendment and rezoning request in Plan Unit Development, or PUD, to construct a 76-unit townhome development on this site. Our first item here, 8C, is a land use map amendment to change the land use map from O office institutional to R residential. And again, the Planning Commission did recommend approval of that item.
All right, thank you. Questions for Ms. Williams? It was approved by the Planning Commission. Seeing none, the motion is to approve, and we're on the board.
Ayes 7, no nays.
And it is approved on first reading. Next item of business, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance to amend ordinance number 2, titled the zoning ordinance of the city of Oak Ridge, Tennessee, by amending the zoning map which is made a part of the ordinance by changing the zoning district of parcel 006.00, Anderson County Tax Map 099N, Group B, containing approximately 10.44 acres, from E Education and Research District and O2 Office District to R4 PUD High Density Residential District, and approving the associated planned unit development preliminary master plan, provided certain conditions are met, said parcel being located at 110 Badger Avenue, and public hearing on second reading for
Motion
this.
to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Again, Ms. Williams.
All right, so this is the planned unit development and rezoning for the piece of property shown on the screen. If we can, I think it would be helpful to pull up the document called Final Preliminary Site Plan, which is the actual PUD drawing. So again, not only is this a rezoning to R4 High Density Residential District, there's also an associated plan unit development that you can see on the screen now. It includes 76 attached townhome units, associated clubhouse, pool, those sort of amenities, as well as some open space and some interior roadways. As is typical with the planned unit development, the applicant has requested some variances, which are included in your memo and on the drawing. We can speak about those. But again, this is the rezoning request and approving this associated PUD plan that's on the screen there. And the Planning Commission did recommend approval of this item.
All right, questions for Ms. Williams? Ms. Smith?
Yeah, several questions. One, there are several features on the PUD plan that are marked pond. I'm guessing those are basically detention ponds for dealing with stormwater. Oh, sorry. I assume those are detention ponds dealing with stormwater, but it's
That's
not
right.
clear.
Yes.
So, okay, and those are anticipated to be open ponds, not, those can be kind of ugly if they're not managed correctly, and I'm wondering just what's anticipated for how those will be managed.
We don't have a huge level of detail at the PUD level. You can see in the drawing trees around a number of the ponds, but typically those are, the design is at the site plan level that we would review that.
Okay. And another thing related to the site plan, I've been hearing from a number of people about the trees on this property. And I recall early on, when the city made a decision that was basically one of the early decisions to make this plan a reality, there was discussion, I believe, by the Environmental Quality Advisory Board about the existing trees on the property and desire to keep some big, beautiful existing trees on the property. And I think a commitment was made by Mr. Chin to have them evaluated by an arborist to determine which ones could be retained. Because there are some trees that probably can't be for a variety of reasons, like the fact that they're likely to die in a year or two. I don't see any indication on this site plan of identification of existing trees that are planned for retention. There are a number of trees, which is good, but they all appear to be planting trees rather than any existing trees. And knowing that existing trees are an asset to property if they're nice trees, I'd like to see a plan that shows what existing trees would be retained as part of the project. And I know you will hear, the city and the developer will hear from citizens concerned about some of those trees. So I think that's pretty important to address what's going on. And if possible, I'd like to hear from the developer about what they're thinking about existing trees.
Mr. Chin, would you like to address Ms. Smith's comments, please?
Thank you so much. Rick Chin, 101 Stonebridge Way. Thank you for the opportunity to speak in front of you tonight. Beautiful new room. I'm very envious. You guys have a great new digs here. But in regards to your questions, Ms. Smith, the ponds will definitely be kept very well, potentially be dry ponds, not really hold water. but there will be underground water storage as well as the ponds, if I'm not mistaken. The final design is still in flux right now to try to figure out exactly what we're going to do. There is an existing pond that is utilized by ORAU's stormwater, so we'll be able to handle that as well as the additional stormwater runoff that we will generate. As far as the trees, density is a very important thing to this project. We are really excited about having the ability to piggyback onto our existing HUD loan to be able to build this entire project at one time and not be able to build this at a single, onesies, twosies at a time. Because we're able to leverage the additional equity that we built in Main Street Lofts, we will be able to build all of this as part of a phase 2 of a HUD loan. Putting that together is really the only way we can build this all at one time. So density is very important to this project to be able to make it pencil and make it make sense economically. Honestly, we're not going to make a lot of money on the front end of this project. Our hope is to build this project, get it fully leased, and in 5 to 10 years, sell these units to individual homeowners, and that's where the money will be made on this project. So that is the design. We want to make these very attractive, high-end finishes on everything to make sure that this project is very valuable and we can sell it for the highest and most money to be able to recoup our investment. That being said, the trees that are in place are going to be difficult to be able to be saved. We are doing a tree study to study exactly where the trees are, look at the elevations. Because of the sewer elevations and we have to go over the hill and back down towards Illinois Avenue, there's going to have to be a lot of dirt removed from the site. So we'll actually be taking the site down from Badger and it'll be sloping down towards the Illinois Avenue so that the ridge will actually come down quite a bit, and there's going to be several thousand yards that are going to have to be removed. We will be saving the topsoil, putting it into a storage area and utilizing that to plant the new trees around so that the trees that we plant will be fast-growing and hopefully, not Bradford pears, but very nice trees that will be very attractive. And if there are trees that we can save, we are certainly would love to have some of those large, huge, beautiful trees saved. But I can't commit to you that I can save 1, 10, none. I don't know at this point.
But you're looking.
We would definitely want to do that,
Yeah,
yes.
that's-
That would make the project much more attractive to have utilizing some of the existing trees. As with when we did Main Street Lofts, we did have to take down some of the trees, but some of the trees we did keep. And those beautiful big trees that we saved along the road are, treasures, and we want to keep those if possible.
Okay, so you are looking. That's good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Dodson.
Yeah, Mr. Chen, just have a question. There's a Oak Ridge Community Arts Center that's adjacent to this. Will they be able to utilize some of the parking in your development, or will there be any extra parking?
Well, we've actually had to ask for a variance to be able to give us less parking because of the density of the units that we have up there. So there's not going to be a lot of extra parking. There will be some on-street parking that will be utilized by, first come, first serve. But the parking inside the units, not going to be a lot. We'll have some parking in the middle around the clubhouse and the pool. And I guess not all the units, but probably 80% of the units will have 2-car garages.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions for Mr. Chen?
Yeah, I have one more.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
This is identified as a townhouse development, townhome. And the configuration, I think I saw something about 3 stories. These are individual townhomes that'll be 3-level?
Yes, ma'am. There'll be individual townhomes, 3 levels, a garage on the first floor with bedrooms on the second floor, and the third floor will have a smaller unit with a rooftop access, very similar to the units that are at North Shore Town Place above the Target off Pellissippi Parkway. So I'll have great views of the windmills and the ridge tops up there. Very excited about the way that these units are going to be developed. The units that won't have the garages on the first floor will have a larger living room and office area and larger kitchen. So it's going to be around 2,400 square feet.
Okay, thanks for describing.
Mr. Hensley?
Just a brief comment, the windmills are gone. They're TBA tore them down, took them
The
down.
ridges are still very beautiful.
It's a better
Maybe,
view.
maybe
It's a
more
better
so,
view.
maybe more so without.
It's a better view without them.
All right, any other questions or comments? Seeing none, the motion is to approve on first reading. We're on the board. Ayes 7, no nays, and it is approved on first reading. And Mr. Chen, we'll look forward to seeing you back in December, sir, second reading. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Under final adoption of ordinances, we have an ordinance to amend the comprehensive plan's land use plan for parcel 038.00, Anderson County Tax Map 106A Group B, 106 Pratt Lane, from R residential to B general business. And I believe there's a substitute ordinance for this one.
Second.
Moved and seconded, the substitute ordinance.
Yes, so there's a substitute ordinance in your packet. I was not at your last council meeting, but it was my understanding that I think this came from Councilwoman Smith being interested in the driveway portion that connects to Pratt Lane not being part of the land use amendment and the rezoning and having that remain residential. And so that is what the substitute ordinance is, both for the land use and also you have a substitute for the next item, which is the rezoning. And then the map that is up on the screen right now, that's the attachment to the ordinance. We have it a little bit out of order in the packet. So if the substitute ordinance does get approved, that is the attachment that's referenced in the ordinance, so that we can actually see the change there. So the only text changed in the substitute, it'll now say a portion of the parcel, as shown on the attached.
All right, questions for Ms. Rackard? Or Ms. Williams? Seeing none, the motion is to approve on final reading, second reading.
If you do want to approve the substitute, we'll have to put that one on the floor.
That's
Yeah.
correct. Okay, a motion to approve the substitute motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions about that? Thank you, Ms. Rackard. Seeing none, the motion is to approve the amended version. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? There are none. We're back on the matter as amended. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, the motion is to approve. On the board. Ayes 7, no nays, and it is approved on second reading. Next item, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance to amend ordinance number 2, titled the zoning ordinance of the city of Oak Ridge, Tennessee, by amending the zoning map which is made a part of the ordinance by changing the zoning district of parcel 038.00, Anderson County Tax Map 106A Group B, 106 Pratt Lane, containing approximately 0.67 acres from R1C MDO Single Family Residential District in the Manhattan District overlay to UB2 PUD Unified General Business District with a planned unit development overlay, and approving the associated planned unit development preliminary master plan, provided certain conditions are met, said parcels being located at the corner of Lafayette Drive and Illinois Avenue, and there is a substitute ordinance on this one as well.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Ms. Rackard.
So this will be the companion item for rezoning. The substitute in the packet is also the same thing we mentioned before. It will rezone the portion that does not include the driveway. The driveway would remain the residential R1C MDO if you approve the substitute. So if you want to do the substitute to match what you did on land use, you'll need to make a motion to put that one on the floor and do the two votes.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Are there any questions on the substitute? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? There are none. We are back on the ordinance as amended. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, we're on the board. Motion is to approve.
Ayes 7, no nays.
And it is approved on second reading. Next item, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance to amend ordinance number 2 titled the zoning ordinance of the city of Oak Ridge, Tennessee by amending subsection E of section 8.01 titled IND1 Industrial Districts, section 8.02 titled IND2 Industrial Districts, and section 8.03 titled IND3 Industrial Districts to allow for 0 lot line setbacks for the sides and rear when abutting parcels in the same zoning district.
Moved and seconded. Ms. Williams?
Just as a reminder, this zoning ordinance text amendment allows, if there are 2 adjacent parcels with the same industrial zone, for 0 side and rear setbacks, which essentially means you can have 2 buildings adjacent to each other with a property line in between. The city already allows this in several commercial districts, and this text amendment extends that allowance to industrial districts. And I can answer any questions.
Questions for Ms. Williams?
I got one.
Mr. Tinsley?
Ms. Williams, I've got a question concerning, let's just say you have a company that has, that's already there, and they have a business that's sensitive to vibration, for instance. Does that mean that somebody can come in and put an identical zone business on this, right on the property line? That might be something like a heavy machine shop that would generate a lot of vibration and...
It could. I mean, any property prior to development goes through a site review process. There are fire requirements in particular that drive when this is allowed and when it's not. You know, the fire department still has to have access around all sides of the building, or if buildings are attached, there's separation requirements. But the short answer is yes.
I'm thinking in particular of the centrifuge business, for instance, BWXT in Horizon Center. You know, they have met the setbacks, I assume, before the change. And they're going to be operating, they might be operating test centrifuges, and somebody can come right up on the property line, build another one, right? Build another facility that might generate sensitive vibrations. And I mean, to me, it kind of bothers me a little bit.
I'll add, I guess, that right now, this would change the setback to 0 feet. At current, it's, I believe, 25 feet. So that's the change. It could be potentially 25 feet closer.
So the new business would have a 0 setback, and the old business would have the old formerly set 25 feet, right?
Yes, assuming that that configuration worked on the property.
That's unfortunate.
Other questions, comments? Seeing none, the motion is to approve.
We have 6 ayes and 1 nay.
Okay. Motion, ordinance is approved on second reading. Next item, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance to amend ordinance number 2 titled the zoning ordinance of the city of Oak Ridge, Tennessee by amending subsection D of section 5.05 titled R3 Medium Density Residential District to create provisions for single-family attached dwellings to be built on individual lots by right by changing the maximum usable floor area to lot area building footprint percentage and by exchanging the minimum lot size requirement with a maximum density provision of 16 units per acre with 0 side setbacks for shared walls.
Moved and seconded. Ms. Williams?
This is another zoning ordinance text amendment. It seeks to address the fact that our current code does not allow single-family attached dwellings on individual lots or townhomes by right. You essentially have to be part of a planned unit development, or T&D. So this text amendment modifies our R3 medium-density residential zoning district to allow that use. So any questions, try to answer them.
And this was approved at the September Planning Commission meeting,
Yes.
7-0, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, questions? Comments? Seeing none, the motion is to approve. Second reading.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
And it is approved on second reading. Next item, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance to amend ordinance 16-2025, which ordinance provides for a budget and appropriations for municipal purposes for the fiscal year which began July 1st, 2025, by adopting a budget and adopting appropriations by amending said appropriations, and a public hearing is required tonight.
Move to approve.
Moved and seconded. Ms. Bates?
For your consideration, we have the budget amendment for 26. We're going to bring in quarterly amendments instead of one amendment annually so that we've increased transparency and greater oversight of the budget. So this is our first quarterly budget amendment for this fiscal year.
All right, motion, I need a motion to open the public hearing. Moved and seconded. All those in favor, can you saying aye? Aye. Is there anyone wishing to address council on this matter? Seeing none, I need a motion to close the public hearing. So moved. Moved and seconded. All those in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye. All right, we are back on the motion itself. Any questions for Ms. Bates? Seeing none. Mr. Hensley, go ahead.
I think I saw, is this the roof on, this is not the roof on Linden School, right? No. Okay.
Yeah, that's the next
Never mind.
one.
All right, so I got one for that one.
Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, one quick
Mr.
question.
Hope?
Ms. Bates, what is BOA? What does that stand for in our little quarterly update?
Oh,
Finance?
Bank of America.
Okay, just want to make sure. I just wasn't sure what that was. All right, thank you. Just making sure. Acronyms, you got to make sure.
Yeah, that's right. All right, the motion is to approve, and we're on the board.
7 ayes, no nays.
And the budget amendment is approved. Next item of business, Madam Clerk.
Under resolutions, we have a resolution approving up to $75,813.35 in funding assistance to the Oak Ridge schools for the replacement of the Linden Elementary School gym roof.
Move to approve.
Moved and seconded. Ms. Bates?
For your consideration, we have a resolution to pay for the $75,000 replacement of the gym roof on Linden Elementary School. It's exceeded the life expectancy, which was supposed to be 15 to 20 years, currently at 26 years. And this is a very small portion of their roof.
Mr. Hensley, you had a question?
Yeah, on page 122, it says that it's a 20-year warranty, but extended warranty options are available at an additional cost provided upon request. Have the schools looked at the potential of maybe extending the warranty so it's better than 30 years instead of 20?
It is currently leaking and unrepairable, according to the roofing company.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the new roof.
The new roof, I don't know that they have.
Because it says we could actually investigate and get warranty options are available at additional cost provided upon request. I think that'd be something at least to look at.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll pass that along.
We can always come back if they wish to do that and amend the resolution.
Sure, as long as it's out there in the ozone somewhere.
Okay. All right, any other questions on this item? Seeing none, the motion is to approve.
Ayes 7, no nays.
And the resolution is approved. Next item of business, Madam Clerk.
A resolution authorizing a professional services agreement with Fox PE LLC, Nashville, Tennessee, for solids handling improvements design at the Rarity Ridge wastewater treatment plant in an amount not to exceed $300,000.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Mr. Flynn.
This is for engineering contract to design a solids handling system at the Rarity Ridge plant. Right now, we don't have solids handling. We've got the sludge that's coming out of there is almost pure water. With the situation right now that DOE's hauling it off, it kind of almost helps us, but at the point that we solve that problem and go back to taking care of disposal ourselves, then we need to fix this such that we are able to dispose of sludge that's not pure water. And right now, we have an opportunity to do it with, hopefully with cost sharing for DOE, so I think this is probably the time that we need to do this. We've done a total study on that plant, and this is probably the most pressing issue.
All right, questions for Mr. Flynn? Mr. Hensley?
I got a little bit confused in reading the background here. The sludge is too wet at the current Rarity Ridge, so we're going to dry that. But where we once it's drier, are we going to haul that to our current wastewater treatment plant?
In the end, we will landfill it. Right now, even though, we're doing two things. DOE is working on a temporary system that they're going to install and furnish to cut down on the amount of water. They're trying to dewater it themselves for their own purposes to cut down on their hauling. When the Tech 99 is gone, when we're back in normal operations, then that sludge actually gets landfilled, just like the sludge from the Turtle Park plant.
Okay. So, but there's kind of there's a range in there where they got to get the technetium out of the water. Then once that happens, then we get to a stable situation where we're handling the sludge at our facility, and then it all goes to a waste dump. Is that what's?
That's basically correct. After the plant is cleaned out, so
Okay.
to speak, and the source of the tech is cleaned out, in other words, the distribution system going into it, just cleaning the plant itself is not going to be adequate. The piping coming into it's also going to be cleaned out.
Okay.
Part of the system out there at ETTP has already been cut loose, if you will. The source of contamination has been removed.
Cleaned out meaning technetium reduced to some de minimis quantity.
Yeah,
Okay.
and basically an immeasurable level, I guess.
Do
is how I
they
would
even
say
know
it.
where it's coming from?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They've already cut loose, if you will, the portion of the piping inside ETTP that was contributing to it. So the source is gone.
That was generating it, okay.
Correct. The source is gone, but there's some residual there.
I just didn't see how all the pieces fit together. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ms. Smith?
Yeah, question, the solids handling system is being installed while this business with DOE is going on, and it's supporting a plant. The plant as a whole is going to have to be expanded and upgraded, as I understand it. Will the solids handling system that we're talking about constructing now be ready to run after the rest, when the rest of the plant is upgraded, or are we going to have to redo some of it when the
Now,
upgrade
what we're
occurs?
proposing to do now is applicable to both now and the future.
Okay, so we expect that this will last and we'll work with whatever new stuff is installed?
Yeah, the system that we're looking at now will be adequate for the expansion.
Okay, good, good. And one thing, this is almost philosophical, I guess, that interested me or troubled me about this is that if I remember correctly, technetium is fairly water soluble, which is one of the reasons that it's a problem. And so I'm thinking that the technetium 99 is mostly in the liquid phase of the sludge right now. So if DOE is aggressively dewatering the sludge to reduce the amount that has to be shipped out, they're probably taking some of the technetium out of the sludge in the water and then discharging it to the Clinch River, which I believe is legal. We can discharge liquid that contains radioactivity legally, but we can't landfill
Right
sludge
now,
that
it's not
contains
being
radioactivity.
discharged. Right now, actually, the reason they're doing that is because they're hauling it to Utah.
Right, right. But I'm thinking that they're going to be pulling some technetium out of the sludge and leaving it behind when they take the water out. So they're going to pull water out of the sludge, and that water is probably going to be holding some of the technetium. So the water they take out probably will just be discharged to the river here ultimately. It'll be, go through some sort of treatment maybe. But I'm thinking that we may be doing something that meets the need of reducing the cost of taking the sludge to Utah, or Washington, I guess it's going, but is ironically leaving technetium here that otherwise would have been going west.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
So, Counselor, I understand your question. So essentially she's saying that some of the technetium might be coming through the water because it's water soluble rather than staying in the solids. So obviously there'll need to be a testing to make sure that that water is being released will, they'll know that issue, but that is a great point and something that we need to look into.
I'm kind of concerned about just spreading the technetium to other locations in East Tennessee rather than making sure that it doesn't get, if we're going to all this trouble, we ought to avoid spreading it around in East Tennessee. So that's my thought, and I'm curious to make sure that we don't create a new problem by aggressively dewatering that sludge and then discharging the water locally.
Right.
So,
We understand. We'll bring that up with them and to make sure that there's a sampling program for that.
Okay, thank you. That's something I thought of this afternoon, so I
And
didn't have time.
if you could report back on that in December,
We
please.
will.
Thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, the motion is to approve the resolution, and we're on the board.
Seven ayes, no nays.
And the resolution is approved. Next order of business, appearance of citizens. Citizens should be permitted to address City Council about matters that are not on our formal agenda tonight. Any citizen wishing to do so shall raise your hand, proceed to the lectern, and after recognition, state your name and your address and the purpose of your appearance before council. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes and shall relate to matters of city business. They shall not generally result in a formal response or action at the time of presentation because in most cases, neither council nor staff may be prepared to respond effectively. However, I may answer the questions, direct the city manager to do so, or direct the city manager to work with the citizen to effect resolution of the matter. Statements that are purely political in nature will not be allowed, such as a campaign speech or announcements of candidacy for office, nor will announcements of a civic or social event that is unrelated to city business. Is there any citizen in the audience wishing to address council? Yes, ma'am, Ms. Walgruber.
Can somebody?
Thank you very much. All right. Marion Wildgruber, 122 Connors Drive, and I'm going to talk quick. First, I want to thank the City Council and the city staff, everyone who was involved in the very successful All Abilities Fair that we had on October 18th, and oh, God bless the weather. It was amazing. 180 volunteers, 600 people came. We had $16,000 in monetary and in-kind donations. Many of the volunteers were our own high school students, Roan Community College, Pellissippi Community College. You know, it was a unique, fun, and informative event that we are just blessed to have so many generous people in this community support. So thank you. Second, I came tonight really excited about the ribbon cutting for this new upgraded center or courthouse and municipal building. The ramp on the outside of the building is something that the Disability Advisory Board helped with some comments on when Jason came to talk to us. Very exciting because before that, anybody with a mobility impairment had to go around to the back of the building, try and find the entrance, and call someone to get into the building and come through all of the doors and offices to get into this room. Also, the ramp going up to the dais so that someone with a mobility impairment has no barriers to being a city council member now and sitting with the rest of the members. All of this is extraordinarily meaningful, and I appreciate it. Third, the boards are going to be filled soon with their empty positions. I tried to meet with Ms. Rackert last spring about the Open Meetings Act and the ability for candidates to apply who may not be able to attend the meetings in person due to qualifying disabilities under the Americans with Disabilities Act. We did communicate via email, and it's my understanding that communicating with Beth and Val, and hopefully the information has been edited to reflect that those candidates who wish to apply with qualifying disabilities who are not able to attend in person due to their disability via public transit, which doesn't run in the evening, et cetera, other reasons, may apply and do hybrid participation. I want to put that out there and have discussion if necessary, but that is a big step forward for representation on our advisory boards. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other member of the audience wishing to address council? Mr. Chin.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. My name is Rick Chin, 101 Stonebridge Way. It's my understanding that at last month's meeting, you changed the zoning ordinance to allow the C-lane containers in industrial zoning. I commend you on that. I think that's a great move. In my opinion, that was always allowed because that was an ulterior use on industrial properties. However, the city codes enforcement had started enforcing that and requiring permits for C-lane containers in all zones. Your change does not require it to be in industrial zones now. However, because I thought it was allowed in industrial zones, I didn't get a permit, and I was called to the court with the city court and fined $100 for not doing that, and was told that I needed to get a permit in an industrial zone to have that C-lane container. No cost permit, but in my opinion, that's overregulation. I don't think you should have to get a permit to use your property the way it's zoned to be used, and I would just ask you to take a look at that. Having a permit to have a C-lane container, which is typically used in industrial zoning throughout the community, has been for ever since the beginning of the community, in my opinion, is overregulation. And I appreciate the intense enforcement of zoning regulations and making sure everyone holds their feet to the fire and makes sure their property is taken care of, especially on the Warehouse Lane, Coalyard Road area, which is where my property was sited. But I think that's a little bit overstepping of enforcement. So,
Comment.
Thank you. Mr. Hensley.
Can we look to ask our planning office to think about that? Sure. Who do I address that comment to? Ms. Williams or to you? Okay. Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to address council? Mr. Cole, pleasure.
Doug Colclaser, 103 Monticello Road. At the IDB meeting last week, the board was asked to approve a pilot totaling $103 million over 15 years without knowing it was Project Catalyst. So the board voted to approve it without knowing the name of the company, the nature of the business, or the financial well-being of the company. The point was made that $103 million over 15 years pilot was small in comparison to the development, which had the potential of a capital of 1.3 billion. Well, that 15-year might be small at that relative capital, might also not be that much to ask the developer. We've got an $83 million water plant, potentially $73 million new school, streets and utilities 80 years old, a new roof for Linden School. Mark Babentoff gave us a little bit of an update on pilot considerations recently and pointed out that we might not need to be quite so benevolent in today's environment of lack of land suitable. I understand the need to show industry that we're a good place to do business, but industry's employees benefit from a well-run city as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Copeland. Anyone else wishing to address council? All right, next item of business, Madam Clerk.
Under elections and appointments, we have it's that time of year again for the appointment of the City Manager Evaluation Committee. And you had some information in your agenda packet due to the rotation of how the members rotate between city manager and city attorney committees, that the committee this time for the city manager would be Councilmember Hammond would be the chair, and then Mayor Gooch would be a member, and Councilmember Hope. So that's what the staff is recommending, the confirmation of the appointment of that committee as described.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Any questions? Seeing none, there's a voice vote. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? There are none. It is approved unanimously. Council requests for new business items or future briefings. Are there any? All right. Seeing none, Mr. Heeman, your report.
Yes, sir. Want to thank our folks. Some of the things that operate smoothly that we don't hear or see about very often. Our warehouse was completely restructured and reorganized by that department and made a lot more efficient recently. And I want to thank our folks, Chris Russell, and Dave Shepard and Bobby Bender and Andrew White for their work on that. You saw flags come in tonight. I don't know if you noticed that the Oak Ridge High School Navy Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps actually created department flags for police and fire departments that were in the procession today. Those were presented Thursday at the school, and we want to thank them. You can see a picture of those flags down there in the bottom right. The second Oak Ridge Citizens Academy graduation will be tomorrow at the Conference Center tomorrow night. And they were at the fire station last week. They've gotten a real good dose of what goes into every department's work. And I want to thank our clerk and assistant clerk, especially for their work on that and organizing that. And we had a good class. Was it around 16 this year. Really good class, and I want to thank them for doing that. On Tuesday, November the 18th, they will present their class project to City Council on recycling, and they've been working with EQUAB on that, and look forward to hearing that. We have applications for vacancies on city boards and commissions. Those are opened on Monday, November 3rd, and they are open until January the 2nd. So anyone who wants to consider getting involved, boards and commissions are where the rubber meets the road with city government, and we would love to have you involved. We have fall leaf pickup starting November 17th. Hopefully the snow will be gone by then. Bulk pickup from Waste Connection is going on right now. If you believe your items were missed, I will tell you, we occasionally even miss a city council person's items. Feel free to call that in, and we'll take care of that. Our animal shelter, this is a really amazing thing, received a $133,000 donation on behalf of the Anna Lisa Conover Trust this week, which will go toward construction of the shelter. So we're very grateful to that family and to Miss Conover for that donation. The animal shelter is also offering half-price adoptions this week, and this month. They're just $55. We are working on Shop with a Hero donations. Chief, we've done that multiple years, haven't we? So very popular program, so really good community support. If you want to support that, we'll take donations on that. The Touch a Truck event that we had scheduled was rescheduled for November the 19th. That'll be 1:30 to 4 at the Oak Ridge Public Library. Very good event, especially for the young children, so we'd invite you to come out to that. That will be from 1:30 to 4, and there is a sensory-friendly time from 1:30 to 2, so that the sirens will not be run, because not all children enjoy the siren part. The courtroom, we want to thank everybody again that was involved in that ribbon cutting today, and we're pleased to be in here. Our boards and commissions will continue to be over at the Central Services Complex till January. So court will be back here in January, as will Planning Commission and all the other groups. So just wanted to make you aware of that, and do want to point out our senior center will be honoring our veterans on Tuesday, November 11th from 10 to 1. Save the date for our senior center holiday reception, Friday, December the 12th. And we do have an unveiling of the Elijah Wood Civil War Trails marker. I think our historian might have left it a very interesting story there about a Civil War person from Oak Ridge that fought for the Union, was a slave, and then went on to fight for the Union. So very interesting story. We have our Secret City Half Marathon 5K on November the 15th at 9 a.m. And I do want to point out that there is a community softball tournament to benefit the Isaiah 117 house, and that's November the 15th at 9 a.m. Finally, I'll close with some new employees. Jonathan Frazier in maintenance in Public Works, Trenton Hibben, Recreation, Christopher Hunter in Public Works, and then we have a promotion that we announced, I think, at the last meeting. Jennifer Williams is our new Planning and Development Director, and we're real pleased to have her in that position. And with that, I will take questions.
Can I make a comment?
Mr. Tinsley?
Yeah, I love it in Oak Ridge, and I drove from the east end of town where there weren't 10 flakes of snow, and I get here and the cars in the parking lot are covered with snow, and Miss Gray told me that we actually brined the streets in some areas.
I will tell you, the west end had a lot more snow than the east end tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ms. Racker, do you have a report?
I had a real quick question.
Mr. Hammond?
It was just a couple of real simple questions. I know on the class project that's being presented on November the 18th, recycling in Oak Ridge, out of curiosity, is that just going to be like a general info presentation where they're just talking about recycling in general, or are they actually going to come in with some recommendations for some actions that we may could take?
So there's two groups of 8 that will be presenting. One group will be doing a presentation on ideas and ways to improve recycling, and that's kind of the best practices group. And then the other group will be doing ways to educate the public and communicate with the community about recycling. So you're going to have two different groups. But yes, there will be recommendations for different best practices going forward.
Okay, thank you. And then this one, I just saw it during your presentation, so you may or may not be able to answer it at all, but I see 4K here on the screen, and so I'm like, okay, this is 4K. Are we now broadcasting on 4K, or have we always or not? Are we at 4K now?
Yeah, we'll have to get back to you on that.
We're just set up today.
Oh,
Those
okay.
monitors were just set up today.
Gotcha, okay.
So,
It's just
HD,
HD, not 4K. Okay, I was
yeah.
about to say, wow, okay, wow, all right. Thanks. Okay, great. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Gotcha. Thank you.
Any other matters to come before council or questions? Seeing none, we are adjourned at 8:04. Good night.
You should have taken the bet, it all worked.
Good meeting. Warren, thank you for getting us through that.
That went pretty well.
Oh, very well. I hear there's some feedback every now and then.
Yeah. There'll be,
Maybe my hearing aids, actually. I'm hearing not you.
huh?
Do you hear the feedback?
I heard it a little bit, but only on one